What did you say? What did you say, Mr. Bob Anderson? You've been
I said,
so.
I've been so many places in my life and time, and I'm glad I'm here in New
All
York.
right. Well, we're glad you're here too, because both Errol Rappaport and myself, Paul Slakis, we're in good news, and we're very excited to have you here at the Carnegie Hall, no less. That's not the deli, former deli. You're working the big room, and congratulations to you. We've heard so much about you and know about you with regard to you're going to do Frank Sinatra. You are Frank Sinatra, right?
Well, yeah, my mother doesn't think so, but I really am. Yeah. No, it's a great thing. Just having the opportunity to play the role of Frank Sinatra. I mean, it could have been Jerry Vale, No, no, I love Jerry too. He was a friend.
Well, tell us a little bit of how this all has happened for you.
What what really happened is Nancy Sinatra. I mean, my story goes on, and here I will try to bring it a little bit faster than what it really takes to tell the whole story. But I I just took a trip from Detroit out to Las Vegas. I just wanted to get away. I was in Vietnam, and I by myself. I came back. I got in my car, and I was really going to California. I just said, well, I'm going to go to the beach. Well, I was in Michigan. There was a lot of beaches there I probably could have gone to. But anyway, I got in, I landed in Las Vegas, and I was just like 21 years old. And I went in and pulled into the Sahara Hotel because I saw Frank Gorshin and Joan Rivers, their name on the marquee. And I said, wow, this would be cool. Now, remember, I was driving in a car, an old Volkswagen, all beat up, cutoffs on my pants, long curly hair, the whole thing, a peace sign for a belt buckle. So anyway.
Imagine peace, right.
Yeah. I got in anyway, I got into the place, and I looked, and there was those people were going to go in, and they were doing a rehearsal. And so somebody come up to me and said, hey, kid, you want to go in and watch them rehearse? I said, yeah, that'd be great. Well, I go in, I see Nancy Sinatra and the Everly Brothers. Well, the Everly Brothers immediately got in a big fight over something, and they're notorious for that. I get to know them pretty well. And Nancy came out to talk to them, and they all got in a big thing, and the Everly Brothers quit, walked off the stage, and they were going to open in 4 hours. And I stood there, and I said, you know what, I can sing. I should go up there and tell her this. So I'm, and I'm dressed, I slept in my car for 3 days. But when you're 21, you can sleep in your car for 3 months and you look good. So anyway, so I get there, and I walked up to the stage, and I said, excuse me, Nancy. I said, I'm a singer. I can do whatever you need, because she couldn't get anybody. She was going to open in 4 hours. So she couldn't. She had Glenn Campbell on the phone. She had everybody she couldn't get. So I went up there that day, and I wound up, to make this shorter, that's how I got on. They said, but do you know any of my songs? I said, yeah, I know them. So the orchestra, she had about 60 pieces up there, because she had just put out These Boots Are Made for Walking. So her father, Frank, sent all of the big wheels from LA and stuff, go down there, why don't you get out there? Nancy's got this going, so go there. So there was, Elizabeth Taylor, everybody was there, Kirk Douglas, so it was amazing. So I go on, and he said, so I sing a song, and I sang the song with him. They put me on stage. I went that night, and it would just, I made it, I sang. And the next thing I know, Paul Anka is calling me, and he says, Bobby, I want to, just all this happened so quickly. And I'm talking pretty fast here, not telling you the whole story, because I don't know how much time we have.
This is your life. This could be, I don't know. These are years and years of life that we're talking about here.
Yeah. So I get there, and I do the show and everything. And like I said, Nancy Sinatra took me to Merv Griffin. Here it is too. So she was going to do the Merv Griffin show. It was doing a show out of Caesar's Palace. That's where they used to do a lot of their television shows. And we go in there, and Merv, when I'm there, Nancy's going to sing. I wasn't going to sing. I just went along, and she said, he says, well, would you like to sing a song, young man? Merv Griffin. I said, yeah, that'd be cool. So I did. And I sang the song, if a picture paints 1,000 words, why can't I paint you? So I sing this song. I get a big standing ovation, maybe not because of my singing, because they said, oh, this young man just came back from Vietnam and everything like that. But Mike Douglas saw me on the show. So Mike Douglas called, or his people, said, we'd like Bob on our show. Well, the same thing happened again. Johnny Carson saw that. And the next thing I know, I was on the Carson, the Tonight Show, and the whole thing. And Merv Griffin came to me, and prior to doing these other shows, I forgot to say that there, I went to a party at his home. He was his 50th anniversary party, and all of Hollywood was there. And I walk in, and I walk into the door, and I saw all the biggest stars that I could possibly think of here. I felt so out of place. So Merv starts playing the piano, and he plays the piano, and he says, Bob, come over and sing a song for us. So I said, yeah, okay. So I go over and start singing a song, and out of nowhere, he plays San Francisco, and I just turned into Tony Bennett, and I started doing, I left my heart in San Francisco, and I go right and do Tony Bennett. And I never knew. No, I never did impressions in my life. I just listened as a kid. That's how I learned to sing.
Let me interject one thing. But Tony Bennett says about one of your events, one of your concerts, a perfect night, like seeing Sinatra at his best. Frank would have loved it. Tony Bennett. I got it here. It's written. This is for real.
I know. He came a few times to my show out there, and that's what he said. And he was just so wonderful. I mean, Tony Bennett has been a great friend for a long time with me. And because after I started doing these things, I went on the Tonight Show. I was on it on like Tuesday, and I was on with Muhammad Ali and Bob Hope. You know, that was a big one. I was so nervous. I did the show, and I went home. In the next morning, I got a phone call from the Tonight Show, and they said, Bob, you knocked him out of the place, and Johnny wants to know if you can come back tomorrow. So I said, what? I said, no, I'm golfing. So I said, no, I didn't say that. But I went, and I said, yeah, of course. So I go back and I do the Tonight Show, because you guys know that when you do the Tonight Show, the first time, nobody gets to sit down. You don't sit down. You stand up, unless you're like Bob Hope, you just go sit down, or Frank Sinatra. So anyway, I was standing there. I got another standing ovation again. I went back, and Carson, but this time I'm sitting. He made me sit down. So I'm the only guy in the history of the Tonight Show that was ever on it twice in the same week. And so from that point on, I got the Dunes Hotel in Vegas. I stayed in that room for 12 years at the top of the Dunes. And my show used to go on at 2:00 in the morning, because back then the shows used to be 2 for dinner and 1 for cocktail. So they'd be done at 1:30 or 1:00. They'd make it up to the Dunes Hotel, and I walk up there, and they'd hang out, all the big stars. There'd be Tom Jones, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra was up 3 times, and all these people would come up, and they'd say, you know, this would be the hangout. There used to be 2 other places. You remember Allen and Rossi?
Yeah,
Marty Allen.
We're all in the same game here.
Yeah, Marty Allen. I used to have one room where everybody would go and hang out, and then I had Now Mine was there, so I got to meet all those stars and became friends with them, and here I am.
All right. Well, let's get to, because you have something coming up. I just wanted to say that I happen to know that Frank Sinatra said that he thought Tony Bennett was the greatest singer ever. And now Tony Bennett is complimenting you and saying Frank would be happy. Think about this. You are in good company, obviously for a reason, right? Because these are not men that would say, in Yiddish, we say bupkis. They would say nothing. Why would they? This is the way it is. So let's get to, you have a show coming up. It's going to be in Carnegie Hall. Tell us about it.
Yes, I am. Well, Carnegie Hall, I've never been there. And I've been talking, you know, I mean, you live in the business of it. You just think that, wow, or you pray someday I would get to Carnegie Hall. I mean, that's just a big deal. And then to get in a big room, that's another one. but it was Tony Bennett and a lady that works with me that they put this together a few years ago when everything was falling apart, as you know, and Tony had already sent a letter into Carnegie Hall and saying, you ought to put this guy in here, get him in here and all this stuff. So he was a big help in me getting along there as well. And but I've never, I'm so excited about it. We're using 32 musicians that, and the music that I have in my show, this is the thing, when Frank Sinatra passed away, prior to that, I had another, my piano conductor was with Sinatra for a long time, but he was with me before Sinatra. His name was Vince Falcone, and all the people in the industry know Vince Falcone. Well, Vinny, through the years with Sinatra, periodically Frank would say, Vinny, here, take this chart here, take it home, make a copy, bring it back and keep it. Well, through those years, he accumulated 51 of Frank Sinatra's original arrangements with his name on them. Remember, Don Costa, Billy May, Axel Starr, all these people. And then when he passed away, my friend Vince as well passed away right after we closed in Las Vegas. Prior to that, he gave me these. So now as I go in here, I've got Frank Sinatra's original music, and half of the band that we rehearsed with yesterday had worked with Sinatra here. And so they all were so excited to come back and be a part of this. So I can't even tell you how excited I'm about it.
Well, I can't even tell you how excited I am as well, because I have worked with Frank Sinatra, and actually we opened up the Marriott Marquis. I was with Pound 13 at that time, and we opened up the ballroom, new building, with a Benny Goodman special, and Frank came in and performed. That was one time.
Wow.
And then when I was with CBS in '72, we did 2 AFI specials. One was for Orson Welles, I like an old man.
Oh, Orson Welles. He was a great friend of Frank's.
And James Cagney. And so at the Century City over there, and the Nelson Riddle and the big band, I'm a musician, so I'm into this stuff. And he performed there. So you got a million things. I got to throw in one more thing, because I'm part of the Academy of Arts and Sciences with Joe Cinque. Joe took this over, actually buddies with Muhammad Ali. I got this. He was Frank's buddy, okay, the 5-Star Diamond Award, which started in Chicago because Frank said, let's give he went to these restaurants. He goes, let's give these guys an award. All right. And so he gave he said, he came up with this Joe Cinque said to him, he said to Joe, look, Joe, you can figure out how to make this into something. 49 or 50 years later, Joe has had, you name it. They're all been in part of this. I don't know how with this chroma key, how well it's going. You got Coachella, you got George Clooney, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
In any case, Frank is the king. He's the king. You got.
He really is. It's really tough. That is very interesting what you were just saying there. It's very difficult for me. I'm very honest about all this. See, I never did an impression of anyone that I never did it because this guy had a big hit record, so we got to do him, And I was really about the first guy to bring this impression thing to national television, because what I mean by that is that other people used to go on there and they would either do political figures or they would do whatever, but they weren't doing the great singers. When I do these people, as I said, I don't do somebody just because of this. So I do them because they are the best. And when I say that about Frank Sinatra, he's no better than Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett was a mother, man. Tony Bennett is just it's unbelievable. Now, Sinatra's right there with him. There's no question about it. But Frank Sinatra felt the same way about Tony Bennett. And there's other great artists, but I really, what are you going to do? You got Frank Sinatra, you can't go any higher than that. But we do it. The show I did is so that the younger generation can leave their high-tech world behind and come back and see what entertainment really used to be like. And so it's doing, I do it at, I said it's in 1970, about that time there. It's at Caesar's Palace and on the stage and it's Frank Sinatra. So I take him back to Caesar's Palace in 1970 and do him. And the orchestra, as I said, half of them are Sinatra's. And I got all of his music. Well, not all his music. You know, he sang 1,700 songs he got. So wow. That's a lot, you know. But so so now, I mean, it's really a big thing in my heart to be able to do that.
Rob, I can see with you right up front, you're the real thing as far as a human being. Okay.
Oh, that's very sweet.
But the way you're speaking about this, about you and how you're involved with you're not doing Frank Sinatra because of some ego trip here. You're doing it because you believe in him and you believe in what you do. You're a good guy. I'm very happy that we're getting this opportunity. I wouldn't have this opportunity if it wasn't for my buddy Errol over here. Errol, share something.
Oh, well, we met the other night and you have so much passion and love and beauty, and I can't wait to see you sing. And I was curious on one of the, I'm sorry, now all of a sudden, on one of Johnny Carson's shows.
He's the star.
You're back.
Like showing a picture of you looking. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
No, always wanted to see that guy there. I didn't know who he was. Now you're back.
No, I wanted to. I'm very curious about on Johnny Carson. He asked Frank Sinatra, once. He said, he says, Frank, everybody listens to your music when they're making love and everything else. He says, who do you listen to?
Wasn't Carson fantastic? I mean, so even the guys today, he was the greatest. He really was, Johnny. And I got to tour with Johnny Carson. Excuse me. He took me on tour with him. He would go out and when you'd always find somebody that would take his place for the week or something. He was out touring, doing. He was a very funny comic as well. And I went with him and opened the shows for him a number of times. And it was just thrilling. But the singers that we were talking about, they're just the hardest thing to get through for me on this whole deal was that the water was muddied up so deep and so much that all the young people think that they can get on there, put a hat on sideways and do Frank Sinatra. And they're all Frank Sinatra. Well, to be honest with you, they don't have a clue and what it is to be Frank Sinatra. And I'm not putting him down. I mean, it takes you a long time. He's Frank Sinatra, and you can't just come on there with the hat. So getting through that, I mean, I really feel that our show is it's really as close as you're going to.
Can't wait to see it. We can't wait to see it. We got so many people are so excited.
I unfortunately have to go to a dentist.
You what?
But I have to go for a dentist for a deep cleaning. I had one half done. It's no bargain, I'll tell you that. And now I got to get the other half done. Now, the first half, I asked for the Beatles music. The second half, I'm going to ask for Frank Sinatra music. What do you think?
Wow. Well, I don't think you can go. Listen, that's again, I love the Beatles too. Even Frank Sinatra did, when he sang, he's done a lot of the Beatles songs, even a couple, but I love him, Frank's still the guy, I mean, he's Frank Sinatra. He really is like at the top of the 20th century in the bag of music that he's in.
We could talk, and let's call this part one, okay? We love you. And we want to talk further with you. Let me just let the audience remember here that Celebrate Frank Sinatra with Bob Anderson, that's the man right here, right now, #1 rated reenactment concert. One more for the road, one night only in Stern Auditorium, which is a beautiful auditorium, right there at Carnegie Hall. Practice, 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 right? The Perelman Stage, Ron Perelman, we got to respect that guy, local guy who has put a lot of money into entertainment here in town, building something down by the former World Trade Center down there. Carnegie Hall, Saturday, December 11th, tomorrow, actually, at 7 p.m., New York, one more for the road. Hey, Bob, how about singing us off here? What would you sing? Or say, what else would you like to
sing a song for you guys of Sinatra's? I'd say it's 2:45. There's no one in the place. except you and me. So set 'em up, Joe. I got a little story I think you should know. We're drinking, my friend, to the end of a brief episode. Let's make it one for my baby and one more for the road. Now that's early in the morning, Eric. It's tough to do that one.
That's
But,
okay.
and it's too long. You television, the thing is too, I can't finish that song. That's why I
I
did
do
it.
that in the morning, right?
No,
It's
it's just
okay.
a little bit.
Hey,
But
I-
although we do, we're doing she gets too hungry for dinner at 8. That's why the lady is a tramp. Bum, bum, ba-dum. And the band I got will knock you silly.
All right, I can't wait.
All
I can't
right.
wait. I'm bringing my saxophone. I'm going to try to sneak in. All right,
Oh,
so
hey, we need you right now. Yeah.
you need a sax man?
uh,
You got top draw. You got
no,
the
we
best.
got a lot of them.
In
But
any
maybe
case.
we'll do something together down the road. I'd love to do that.
Oh, you're on. You're on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Let me go get my teeth done. Bob, let's just last things. Where do we go to get tickets and what do we do?
You go to my head and you linger like a haunting refrain. Remember that one? That was a great song.
Is there a
What do you
website
do?
or
How
go
do
to
you get
Carnegie Hall and
I
buy
will
the
ha-
tickets?
What?
We go to Carnegie
Say it
Hall
again.
and buy the tickets there or we
For
do it
anybody, the
online?
public wants to know where to go.
You go where? Tell me. Larry.
But for the
Yeah,
public, for the
Carolyn,
public,
get in the
You go
shot.
to- Say it louder. I can't hear you. You go to carnegiehall.org. And or the box office. Just by calling Carnegie Hall, the box office or yeah, and that's and right there, the .org. She's telling me here, my lady here.
That Carolyn, is she something else?
Yes.
She also, we wouldn't be seeing you without her. Carolyn, thank you.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I do
Carolyn,
too.
put your head
Better-
into the camera, please.
Come
Come on,
here.
say up quick, say, yes, hello. All right, we got other.
hi,
people.
Caroline.
You
Hi,
got a
how
whole
are you
team.
guys?
All right, we love you. We can't wait to see you all tomorrow night. And
Oh,
Bob, you want to
fantastic.
say one other thing?
Yes.
Go
No,
ahead.
do I want to? No, I fall in love with you two guys too, so I can't wait for you to come to the show.
All right, well, we're there to, we're looking forward. Errol, anything you want to say?
That's it. Have a great time. Rehearse and we'll see you soon.
I can't wait to meet you guys in person.
Okay.
Well, I already met you in person,
Yeah.
but we're gonna have a good time. I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, all right. Take care, Bob.
Thanks a million.
Thanks.
Enjoy.
Thank you.